Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment on the internet. Never a dull moment. So what Tasha K said about your kids? You have to go watch. She wants y'all to come watch her stuff, so you have to go watch it. She always puts it in her thing where you have to pay, so you might have to go pay to watch it. I don't know exactly what she said, but it was a lot of stuff. Why Tasha K trying to get jumped? She is really, 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 really doing a lot here. I'm assuming them taxes. I got on here because Bree suggested that I get on here. Somebody wanted to talk to me, so I just hopped on here. Bree suggested that I get on here. Somebody wanted to talk to me about the Ronnie and Chrisean stuff. So whoever's coming for me, let me know. Who is ya? They said Tokyo versus Tasha and Tia versus Karlissa. Huh? Tokyo versus Tasha. I mean, Tia just called me on the three-way with the lady on the three-way. I had my grandson in the car, so I couldn't really say too much. You know what I'm saying? Tia didn't text me and tell me that Tasha was about to be on the phone. I didn't get no type of heads up. I just was on the three-way, like, Tasha want to talk to you on the three-way. And I'm thinking she about to click her in. I could respond like, let me get home, get my grandson out the car, because I can't get on here and read a bitch, read nobody with my grandson in the car how I want to. So, but I didn't get that courtesy. I just was on the three-way out of nowhere with Tasha K with all this going on. And, somebody that I thought was, team us or team Karlissa. I thought me and Tia was cooler than that, but I didn't know that Tasha was going to be on that phone when I picked it up. I wasn't ready for that. And she went off and said a couple things. So, she wants y'all to come pay to hear what we said. So make sure y'all going over there and pay to hear what we said, because I didn't know that I was being video recorded at any point on that call. And like I said, I was on my way home from having an amazing time with my grandkids. Spent the night at Jaidyn's new place with her, and just had an awesome day with the grandkids. And the devil got mad about that and got busy, honey. The devil got mad and got busy. You need to click up with Tokyo. I ain't clicking up with nobody. This is as far as this goes for me. I mean, I don't have no problem with none of them. I will never in life have anything to say to Tasha again. So she just blew that. I will never have anything to say to her, for her, or with her. And I don't have nothing against Tia or Tokyo. I don't agree with how some things turned out. Me, Tia, and Tokyo was just on the phone 3 nights ago booking air flights to go hang out, and the devil came and did what the devil do. Address the text messages. What text messages? You mean our DMs? You need to watch the video of Tokyo threatening Tasha life some years ago. Tia backdoored everybody. I'm confused right now because I'm like, we was just on the phone making plans. I'm getting my clothes ready. I'm excited. We finna have a girls' week. We finna go pick up a couple bags. You know what I'm saying? Go hang out in Tokyo's hood. Then we was supposed to go hang out in Tia's hood. Then we was supposed to go hang out in my hood. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, but Tia had been told me that Tasha K wanted to get on the Auntie's podcast. And I didn't really think much of it, but I mean, I'm guessing this. I have no idea. This is some shit here. This is some shiggity shit here, honey. Cause she going hard as she possibly can. I guess the I guess the bag wasn't right over there on Now That's TV. She posting them weird ass them weird ass episodes looking like it's, the camera crew is not even as good as mine, and it's just me, but I don't know. The circus is circusing. Now here come all Chrisean fans thinking that I just tried to do her dirty somehow, and that was not the case. I really, truly did not want to talk to Ronnie, so I figured, and he had already said, I'm going to talk to you or I'm going to talk to Tasha K, and I just gave both of them the green light that it was okay. He reached out to me first. I never reached out to him. He reached out and said he had some stuff that I needed to know. And I wanted to know what he was saying, but he wouldn't tell me. He wanted to tell me on an interview. So I wanted him to tell Tasha K instead of telling me, because I felt like that was an unbiased person, somebody that didn't have nothing to do with this. There was nothing against Chrisean. He said he had something that was very important for me and Blue. I've been bamboozled. Now they trying to make it like I'm over here trying to be weird to her. She like something to do with her going to jail. I would never have nothing to do with nobody going to jail, especially not with their child. Absolutely not. Y'all seen how they tried to play me with that. I keep getting bamboozled. I should just really not. I'm feeling like I'm getting so big right now that I just need to stop responding to people. Because every time I respond, somebody needs some clout and they moving wrong and making it look like I'm moving wrong. Now, we all know that the young man reached out to me. He said he has something very important that me and Blue needed to know, but he wouldn't tell me on the phone, and he wanted to tell me in person, and he wanted the camera. So I'm like, oh God, I want to know what he's talking about, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the person. So I said, go have Tasha K do it. I'll let her know who you are. I would like to know. We all would like to know. It was nothing intentional to try to like hurt Rock's feelings, or if somebody tell me they got some information that I need to know regarding me or any one of my kids, I'm sorry, baby. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to try to hear what they got to say. And turns out that maybe, it was just a money move, a clout move, and I got in the middle of it. But it was not no intentional. It was just like, okay, people sending me this stuff, telling me you need to hear from him. You need to hear from him. He has something he wants to tell you. Then I get on the phone with him and he don't tell me. So all of them blog pages that's trying to make it like we tried to backdoor Rock or make her, feel some type of way, that is a motherfucking lie, and those was not my intentions, y'all. She won't address nothing. I'm addressing everything right now. I had no idea that he was about to do all of that, and he said he thought it was his kid, and he was. I'm on the phone, you guys. Yeah, leave him alone. He said he thought it was his kids, and I was concerned. The way he called me, he was in a panic, and he sounded in a distress. So naturally, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not fixing to have you pull up to my spot to do no interview, and I'm definitely not finna pay for it. So, I knew the dummy girl would pay for the whole interview and get it all done, and I could hear, yes, girl, tax time, tax season is here, honey. They going ham on the sister girl, but they not even gonna put all that part out. Bree said to call her. I didn't have you have her as a guest, but not as nothing else. Emphasize on Jaidyn's new home. It's lovely. It's lavish. It has a very homely feel. The kids love it. They all had a great time. So God is good. I heard Tia getting on her own show. Whatever anybody's doing, I will show you. I said I want nothing but the best for y'all. Whether it's Tokyo or Tia, everybody should. I have my own show. They should have had their own show. I want nothing but the best for everybody. I'd rather Tokyo stay than Tasha. Well, I thought so too. Like, she can't even get her own show popping. Like I said, it's not a Ronnie and Chrisean mess. It's you keeping up with the Ronnie bullshit with your mess running your mouth. I didn't run my mouth because I could have did the interview and really, really, really put some heart into it. If I was really that person that was really, I could have really asked him the questions that needed to be answered. I could have really, if I wanted that to be for my best interest, I would have did the interview. That's why I didn't do the interview, because I really could have turned some shit up. You know what I'm saying? That what she did. Come on now. If I really wanted, but I really, truly, honestly wanted to know what it is that he had to say to me. I wanted to know. I truly, in my heart, wouldn't have been able to not know. Like, you would have wanted to know too. I just wanted to know what is it that you can't tell me? That's not what those messages said. Yes, the messages are after he reached out to me. I reached out to her. But she had already talked to him. He told me she had already talked to him. She planned dumb. Tasha K lives for this mess. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Because otherwise, why even put out how you got your interview sources? Nobody's going to trust you to give you any information to do an interview with you. Like, these is the people that put their own. This is why nobody don't trust y'all to do shit. There's no confidentiality. You can tell in the messages I was genuinely a concerned mother. Y'all reached out to me. Half of y'all sent me. I can start posting those too, where y'all like, have you talked to Ronnie? Have you heard this? And now, I'm listening too. I didn't just find him. I don't know him. Y'all sent me that stuff about him and the this and the that. And I was interested. I wanted to know. What mother wouldn't want to know? Especially when you get a call from a stranger talking about, I really need to talk to you. This could save Blue. And, the Blue needs to know this. Like, he came to me in a distress. And I was literally, I stopped what I was doing. My jaw was wide open. I never even shared the stuff that he actually said to me. Never. And he didn't tell her in the interview. I never shared what that child said to me. Okay? And I can tell you, it would have been if I was a vindictive, malicious person, I would have just told y'all what he said to me. Yeah.
Where's the other bathroom again?
The what?
Other bathroom again.
Other what?
Where's the other bathroom again?
Upstairs. Oh, this one is open too. That bathroom is open right there.
Where?
You sent him to her. Yes, I did. I never said that I did not. I did. I absolutely did, because he came to me and he wouldn't tell me what he wanted to say. You started that boy to attacking her. No. He already wanted to, that's why I say he was already asking, he was already asking for Whack and John. He was already trying to figure out how to get the test done, because he genuinely wanted to know. He was already in motion trying to get Whack on board and John on board to help him get this stuff done. So that's why I said I could have really got in the middle of it and really not gave a fuck. But that's not how I did that. I literally let Tasha K, he said he wanted to say something. Nobody was listening to him. Nobody was hearing him. And I didn't want to personally sit and talk to him, because I knew I wouldn't have best interest of him at heart. I would have had the best interest of my own son at heart. Tasha K, too messy. Who cares? Your son don't mess with you. I talked to him with Jaidyn on the phone yesterday. He sounded great and everything is great. So I have no idea what you mean by that. And even if they don't mess with me, I don't give a fuck. My job is still to be their mother, still to protect them, still to see their best interests at heart. If you don't understand that, I don't know what else to tell you. So instead of him telling you personally he wanted to interview for clout, he just said that he didn't want whatever he told me to be interpreted how he wanted it out. So he made it seem like, and I didn't want us to have dialogue either that could be turned into he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? So y'all keep calling it clout. But for some of us that's tied up in this, we want to just talk in an interview or say it out loud like this. So it can't be misinterpreted how Tasha K just did it. And I get it. I understand where he came from now. Because if he would have, Carter, I'm on the phone. Go play in your room right now. Go play in your room. If it's any other way, people use it against us. So I get why he wants to just like say what he got to say on the interview. I get why I wanted it to be on the interview. I didn't want him to be able to say, well, you said this or you said that. It's up and it's up. That's what we want to know. We all want to know. He seems like without the cameras, he genuinely seems like that's his child. He want to know. So who am I? Somebody comes to me and that's how they feel. And I'm in a position to make sure that everybody gets what they need. That's why I've been saying, just give him the test the whole time. When the movie you going to be in coming out? I ain't allowed to talk about that yet. You thought you was gonna get that baby. That's why you set her up. What? I could have took the baby that day. There was nobody there to take the baby. What are you talking about? I would never set somebody up to go to jail. Don't be weird. Don't get blocked and be weird. Don't be weird. We're not going to do that. Chat is flooded with rock-hard tears. I don't know for what, honey. All we should really be concerned about is Junior, because that's all I'm concerned about. I don't give a fuck about no grown people sitting in no jail or no grown people running around here doing what they do. That's not none of my problem, and I really don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry that y'all feel that way. Blueface doesn't even mess with you. Oh, we already read her dumbass question, and I already... You can't even come online without mentioning. No, I wish we could. I mean, unfortunately, we're tied up with this person and a grandbaby that none of us is seeing or knowing what's going on, and other people is coming up saying it's their baby. Girl, this is the dilemma of our life right now. Would we much rather be talking about something else? Abso-fucking-lutely. Or don't you think we tired? It's not like I went out looking for Ronnie like, hey, can you give us some information? No, he called me. Hope she takes you to court with her. Started and the boy went and harassed her. The boy was already calling to harass everyone. He wants to know if that's his child. If you call that harassing, I call that normal behavior. Nope, only you wanted to know. We told you he was lying. Well, I don't know y'all, and y'all don't know us, and y'all don't even know her. So obviously, I cannot ever take y'all word for it. Don't apologize. I'm not apologizing. I'm only apologizing for the simple fact that I did not know. I really genuinely thought I needed to know what he was talking about. So I'm only apologizing because y'all might feel some type of way about how I went about it. But like I said, y'all sent me the information and y'all sent the boy to me. Okay. And if somebody say they got some information that's going to be helpful to me or to one of my kids right now, I'm going to listen. All these good roaches thinking they ate, but living in their mama basement. Left them for somebody better. Y'all so mad. She's a Pisces, feeling always get hurt. Oh my God, what did I miss now? Girl, the boat don't stop, okay? The boat, people need their taxes this month, so they doing some illegitimate shit. But we gonna see how we gonna see who the Lord move on, because he always move when people be, that's why God judges our hearts. Each person, he gonna judge their heart. We gonna see who he move on. because because what she did today was absolutely fucking only for her to sell her tickets to her show. She don't give a fuck about Ronnie. She don't give a fuck about Chrisean. She don't give a fuck about the baby. She don't give a fuck about me. She don't give a fuck about herself. That these are you. What did she post literally after she did this? Come listen to me cuss Karlissa out while she don't even know that I'm about to call her and I got my grandson in the car. Come listen to the show and pay me on my show to listen to how I talk to Karlissa. She sent our DMs to the Chrisean hate pages. She didn't even post them. She just sent them to the Chrisean hate pages. She might have put them on her page and at the Chrisean hate pages to get all this mess stirred right back up. That's what she did that for. Rock is the clout. That's why her name is always there. Yes, that's what we paid her for. We originally paid her to get on BGC and be the clout on BGC. We had no intentions that we was going to end up like this. But as a genius, yes, this is what we signed up to do when we signed up to work with her 2 years ago. Yes, that was exactly what she was hired for. Now it got taken someplace else. I don't know how to pull nobody up. Why you don't ever have a face on here?
Maybe one day I'll show everybody my face. It's a big controversial thing, apparently.
Well, I love showing my face.
Right? Well, they do say you're beautiful, Karlissa.
Thank
Um,
you.
what's up? What's going on? It looks like there's a lot of noise tonight again.
I think the noise is it's to help somebody pay their tithes and taxes. It's the end of the year because I have no idea.
I, I heard you saying that. Apparently, that person has a hefty bill, so I get it. I get
Yeah,
it. So what are the streets saying now that you started this?
the streets are saying that I started this with Ronnie, by having him and Tasha K have their sit down.
But wanted to be clear. I just want to be clear about something. Did you introduce Ronnie to Tasha K, or did you already know that Ronnie was speaking to Tasha K, and then you just kind
Well,
of
when he
reached out to
called
her?
me, he kind of gave me like an ultimatum, like, oh, I'm gonna go over here or I'm gonna do this type thing.
Yeah. So the day that he called you, was it the same day that he at you, like he did the at in the story?
No, he had talked to me like 2 times. I was like, I prayed about it. I had to think about it. I was like, because the first day he called me, I wasn't really kind of clear. I was trying to see what his angle was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the first day we talked, he wanted to go live. He wanted to, just talk or get his message out there that he wanted to, find out who the baby was. But then he was like, and I also have something, that I think you and Blue need to know because you're not crazy, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And then, he
But
told me a bunch of stuff about, his family and, a bunch of stuff about her and her family that wasn't even shared on the show. And I never shared it. But what
yeah.
he sounded very genuine. And
But what
so,
I guess what I want to be clear about though is that you remember there was a time that Ronnie tagged you in his story, in his Instagram story, like the first time he tagged you, like I think it was just earlier this month in November.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Okay. Or
He
maybe it was
tagged me in a
October.
message. You're asking me if I talked to him before that?
Yeah, maybe it was in October. Well, my point is because, when he asked you that question about if he's to come on your show to do the interview with you or Tasha K, did you know at that point that he was already in talks with
No,
Tasha K? This was
I didn't know he had already talked to her.
okay.
No.
Yeah, because I like if I knew the date of that around that time, because I do know for a fact that Ronnie has been talking to Tasha K,
But you
for a
see in our
bit.
messages, she tried to play it off like, oh, like who it like, she tried to play dumb. Which I didn't really pay too much in the text message because, like I said, when he originally came to me, he was like, "Well, if you don't want to do it, I'm gonna talk to Tasha K about it." Maybe
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't pay it no attention, but now I'm thinking like if he thought that, they must have already talked.
They did already talk. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know I know she's playing me, and I don't be paying attention, and I be moving too fast. They both probably played me. I don't know.
I know
I
firsthand.
felt
I know firsthand that Ronnie was talking to Tasha K first, and then Ronnie came up with the idea of potentially calling you and seeing maybe if he should come on your show, right? I also know firsthand that the intentions around Tasha K's show allegedly was to create a bigger show than the one that she just produced about Ronnie being the daddy or not. Her intention was to actually have everybody on the show that Chrisean potentially impacted, right? Because her intention of that show, I think, was to make it bigger than what it was today or with Ronnie. And that was to show how Chrisean potentially impacted people's lives. You understand? I don't know if she proposed that to you at some point as well. And maybe if that's why you decided not to be a part of it. But from what I understand and what I was told and what was leaked to me, that was her intention. Her intention was to have you on the show. Her intention was to have Ronnie on the show. Her intention was to have the people's families of whom Ronnie had unalived on the show. You know what I'm saying? And her intentions was to do all that because the show was supposed to be allegedly about Chrisean Rock's impact on these people that showed up to the show. Do you get what I'm saying?
so she been planning to do this to me, and when I wouldn't go, she just threw me under a bus.
To
Fair.
me, the bigger point of the show was to have all of you on the show, and all of you talking about Chrisean Rock, right? So while some people may look at it as being messy, that yeah, you entertain the idea of Ronnie going and whatnot, I to me it is messy, but it's no surprise you were doing that online. You were kind of teasing the idea the whole time anyway. So to me, that shouldn't even be a story today. I think the bigger point or the bigger fact is to acknowledge that Tasha K was planning a bigger show against Chrisean Rock, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Had she had you show up, had she had the people who on the live showed up, the tone of that show would have been a lot different. It would have been a lot bigger than just who's the daddy. And that's what I want people to recognize or people to have some sort of understanding about, right? I do know that Tasha K was trying to work with Ronnie about that. I do know that Ronnie was upset that she wanted to invite the people on that of the family that he on alive of the person rather, and that was the reason why Ronnie may or may have not, was gonna do the show or not, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that turned him off about her. That's why he then turned around and gave you the call about, oh, maybe you should take it, Carlissa. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
at that point, he felt to himself,
So
Tasha K is gonna
basically, you're saying they already talked before he talked to me.
100%. That's what Ronnie had told me. I even have a text message showing the date and the timestamp of when he explained to me that he spoke to Tasha K.
So basically, then when he talked to me and I started posting, that put an urgency. Now she probably wanted to do it with just him.
Well, I don't know what her thought process was. I think what happened is that she wasn't getting you and she wasn't getting the people from the family. That's what I think happened. I don't know for a fact what happened with that part of it. I also know that he started to, feel a little bit intimidated with everybody like that being in the room.
I mean, of course, I would have been intimidated with somebody's deceased family in the room too.
Yeah, no,
My
100%.
only concern was that he sounded like he genuinely wanted to know if the baby was his. And I genuinely wanted for him to know that, just as a person, as a father. At the same time, my dad was putting pressure on me to figure out what was going on with the baby. And when he called and said it was his baby, I was like, okay, maybe I don't have to deal with this at all anymore. So that was, oops, my bad for even entertaining it. But when I talked to him, my conversation with him was never to try to like throw her under no bus. My conversation with him was literally to find out, to give him clarity on the baby, but also to let people know that this is not the only family that was impacted by this. We've been through a whole hell of a lot these last few years.
Yeah.
Now my sister, my mom, and different people joining in, and his family has been torn apart the same way at the time. So when he told me all this stuff, I was literally like, what the fuck?
No, I get it. Like, and people,
I even
you know,
sent it, I was shared. I even sent it to Blue, like, these people went through this already. This is not something that just, you just think, oh my God, my son, is going through something. I feel like now it was intentional. He was intentionally targeted. Somebody already went through all of this with their family. I was in shock with some of
Yeah.
the stuff that he said. So, like
Well, that's it.
I said, I didn't share all of the stuff that he said, and I had no intentions. I wanted him to share his message and let my son be able to marinate in everything that he's saying, so that he can see that maybe she needs some help and she does have a problem. And that's fine if you want to get your woman some help and get her to a doctor, but you need to get her somewhere, because this is a pattern now. It's not just, oops, my second person ended up in jail, at the end of the relationship. You see what I'm saying? And she called John over there to go do something to a guy that was bothering her one time. My concerns are not, I understand y'all love Chrisean, and I want nothing but the best for her, but not that at the expense of my son. My concern is my son. My concern is my grandkids. I don't give a fuck about y'all fan base or none of that shit y'all got going on.
Hmm.
If this is a serious issue and it's a problem, this person have called my son to go and handle somebody for her. This has to stop for me. So, if that's how y'all take it, I apologize to to whoever took it as, and now they saying like, oh, you didn't try to probably have her locked up. I will take a fucking lie detector test and put my right hand up to God. I would never try to lock up nobody with a child or call the police on nobody unless I felt like my life was in danger. I don't have that vindictive spirit.
Yeah, but you know what? I think I think sometimes you got to understand where everybody is kind of coming from with what they see on the optics, right? They're
I mean,
seeing.
yeah, I get it. We have definitely been enemies for a minute. We've been some cool enemies. My son is in jail. She went to jail. The grandbaby was somewhere. This is not this. Y'all just keep thinking, oh, it's entertaining and it's funny. This shit is not funny. It's not funny. My son
It's
is
not, but
going.
I don't think either. Here's the thing. I don't think either that we can blame Krishan Rock for any of the doings that anybody
I'm
done or
gonna
anything.
if anybody has a pattern of doing something, I'm gonna blame them. And ever since I met him and talked to him, I'm gonna blame her, because this is the
Sorry,
second
Matt.
person that
Who?
you. This is Ronnie. This is the second person that you love so much that it literally destroyed them and their family. When I see a pattern, that's when I blame you, because I don't have nobody. I don't even know nobody that
But
has
how you?
two
But
spouses that been in this
yeah,
situation.
I know that
Now
you're going
remember, she
through.
said
I know
somebody
you're
was
going.
bothering her. Remember, she said somebody was bothering her. She called my son. During Javon's birthday party and wanted him to handle it. Like it's
I
not this not
I
okay.
personally I don't know about that, right? Because I don't know about
Yeah,
that story.
y'all just getting in on it. Y'all just getting in on
But
it. But it's not. I
but I'm
don't want
saying like,
nothing.
isn't
I
there?
don't want nothing but the best for her. I want the best for her away from my family and away from my son. Period. That's all I want. I don't want nothing else.
I mean, I think that's been clear and that's fair if that's what you want. You have
You
an
see what
option to say what
I'm
you
saying?
want.
Look at this. Blue
But
has a pattern of being a gang member. Now, so then you shouldn't want your child around him then. And that's your right. So if you don't want your child around Blue because he's a gang member, I would totally fucking understand it. Why the fuck can't you give me that same courtesy? If you feel like my son is some type of way and he's not good for your child or being around your kids, that's what you're supposed to say. That's exactly what you're supposed to say to protect your child. And that's what I'm saying also.
so you don't believe that Blueface could have done bad all by himself?
I do not. When Blue was in Vegas, it was known that he was not supposed to be in Vegas. Am I right? Everybody that knows him, that's around him, knows Blue is when you're on probation and you had all that shit going on in Vegas. You wasn't supposed to be there, right? So why would you cause a scene and get a whole case in Vegas knowing he ain't supposed to be there? That's a problem for me.
Yeah, I listen. I get the frustration, but here, Blueface created a house of blues or whatever it was. He fell in love, I guess, with one person, particularly from the house. You know,
He
y'all been
wasn't
living this,
doing bad
y'all been
before
living
Chrisean.
this
No,
whole
he had a
thing now for two
restaurant. He had
years.
2 houses. He down to 1 house and in jail. No mother. I don't care what nobody said for except for these trifling assholes that y'all have on this internet. Nobody wants their kid, and I don't. I know her mom probably don't want her around my son either. If her family loved her and had any care for her, they wouldn't want her around my son either, right? If you know two toxic people is together and they don't get along and shit goes left, why would you want your loved one to be anywhere near that? If y'all really gave a fuck about her, why would y'all want to see her with somebody that's not good for her? Because y'all don't really give a fuck about her. Would you? I wouldn't want. Would you want your relative to be around somebody that you
Okay,
know?
but here's the thing: we get that's clear that you don't want this, you never wanted this. You know, I think that's clear, right? But
Why isn't it clear that you don't want
but
this? Why would you want this?
what I'm saying, no, I get it too. I have two boys. Listen, I want what's best for them. But what I'm saying is
But
that
then
I would tell
why
them,
can't these people understand that? Why don't they want what's best for these young people
but I
too?
don't.
Blue and Krishan is
I think here's the thing: I want what's best for them, but I understand once I tell them what I want, what's best for them, they got to ultimately choose what's best for them. You know, I don't think we can blame either or person. I think everybody has to
I'm
take
not I'm
accountability at
not
different
blaming
times.
her. I'm not blaming her
And
at all.
I just want to make
I've
sure it's
never,
clear.
yeah, never would I blame her. I've never said, John, you know, I've always held him accountable. To this day, we don't speak because of it. Okay. Okay. To this day, we don't have the relationship we have because I hold him accountable. And I might not say it the right way. The way I express myself on the internet to Krishan or about Krishan is 10 times better than what I say to him. And she knows that. She knows how I talk to him and how I get in his ass about this. She knows that I hold him accountable for this. Because at
Okay.
the end of but at the end of the day, when there's 5 million people trying to promote this so that they have some type of entertainment, this is still our real life.
hmm
And if you had a daughter or a son, you would not promote this. Just
No,
like
I
them, just
listen.
like them happy. Oh, they married. Now, why the fuck would you want two dysfunctional ass people that's reckless to be married? Why would you want to even play like that?
But what if they are going down a more righteous path?
What do you see that? Do you see that anywhere? They just struck against each other again.
Yeah,
She told the whole
and I
internet.
see
She
that, but you
told
got
the
to
whole
remember,
internet they
Blue's
struck.
in jail, so he's just gonna go off of what he hears, what he thinks, you know. And this is not new for Krishan and Blueface to go through their little arguments here. But I think when people around them start to amplify it a bit more, it makes it even harder for them to figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like me as a father, I would express to my kids how I feel, what I want, but I can't intervene to a certain extent. At some point, I'm gonna give my blessing, hope for the best, and try
When
to,
a
you
relationship
know.
has gone to the point of no return, responsible adults know that and they accept that. Why would I ever give my blessing to something that I know is completely unhealthy? That's like saying, okay, I want you to smoke crack, son, but just make sure you get it from a good crack dealer.
But I don't think we're talking about
This
the same
has
thing.
gone as far as it could go because of the dysfunction that the relationship has suffered. The stuff they have done to one another, from the police to the hitting each other to hitting each other with bottles. Like, what the fuck are we saying right now? Like, this conversation is dumb.
Listen, I'm
Well,
not saying
they're gonna
any of
go
that's
down a
cool.
they gonna go to jail right now, and then all of a sudden they gonna go down the right path.
I
She was just saying
mean,
she
would you
wasn't
not
doing
hope?
she just said, well, I'm not gonna do no secular music, but she was secular dancing last week. Like, who do you think you're fooling right now?
Would you not hope though that they're going down the right
I
path?
hope that they go down the right path. I want nothing but the best for the child, for them to hurry up and grow out of this and co-parent and do the best they can for the child. I honestly don't even want John and Jaidyn together, because when a relationship has been through holy hell, it pulling it together at their age and then doing something healthy is almost impossible. We all know when a relationship gets to the point when a woman's fed up, that's what it is. Jonathan needs to go on his own journey and figure out who he is and learn how to respect himself and learn how to respect the people that he's with. Period. And also learn how to make the decisions. If somebody is not feeling the way you moving, meaning they want to be more than what you want, then it's time to disassociate yourself. Because if you not trying, if a woman wants to be in a relationship with you in a position that you're not ready for, and you keep on entertaining it, it's going to get ugly. Jonathan is not ready to settle down. He's not ready to be a one woman's man. Chrisean has a lot of emotional issues, and Jonathan is not the guy to fix that. I would tell her if he was. I would say he has that ability to help you with that. But at this point, he don't. Just like I told Jaidyn today. Jaidyn said the same thing. Like, I don't have those type of feelings for him no more. I said, good. Because y'all have gone to the point when you get to a part of a relationship where the woman don't like you no more, and she's just trying to like you so the other woman don't like you. I'm just gonna leave it alone, because it just breaks my heart that we have to even keep describing and discussing this to people with common sense.
You I think it's easy to say, people with common sense and stuff, if we just leave it at the idea of, wanting what's best for your child. But I don't think we just leave it at that. I think the discussion goes far
Yes,
beyond just
she's
that.
right. I don't mean to
That's
cut you off. Yes, he
her.
has a lot of emotional issues that I never knew he had. And maybe because he was in such a position in life with Jaidyn where he didn't have to try to sign up to be, the man of the year or the husband of the year. Like, him and Jaidyn have never lied to each other about what they wanted, when they wanted it, or how they wanted it. And they've never said, oh, we're this or that, until the time that they got engaged. And we even learned that that was for a hidden agenda. Like, their relationship has always been like, when we're going to grow together and there's no strings attached. And that wasn't just on his behalf, that was on her behalf, because she wasn't sure if she wanted to be with girls or guys. So they just been growing together with no titles. And young people don't need titles until they're ready to, because when you put titles on people that's not ready, you just destroy the whole relationship. Yes, it's all my fault, and I hope it's all my fault, because my job as a mother is to continually tell him, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Don't do that. That's hot. Don't mess with that. That's not for you. That's what a parent is supposed to do. So I do apologize to a lot of y'all, because I know a lot of y'all don't have none. That's why y'all run around home wrecking and sleeping with people's husbands, and doing all of this other weird shit, and then coming back giggling about it. That shit's not funny, especially not when there's kids involved. Now, if ain't no kids involved, I don't really care. Do what you do. If you want to be Hager for the year, be Hager for the year. She doesn't want them to grow together. I don't want them to do nothing else together but co-parent and get along peacefully, because they, like she said, they're both have some emotional issues that they need to work on.
So what would you truly want for Blueface when he comes out then?
I would really want for Blueface to be able to pick up all his kids and go and have his visitation, and him be a dad and do his visitation just like his father had to learn how to do, and then learn how to get through his probation,
Hmm.
because remember, he's going to be on some type of probation. So if you're on probation, what you can't do is go tie yourself up with somebody that's might emotionally have a day that could cost you going back to jail. Why would a mother want that? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with these people, why they would want that. But look at Ronnie. He got out. He got away from her. He was able to get off probation, right? Because Blueface
Hopefully.
jumped in and filled the gap, and then he was able to go down the road and get off probation. I would like for John to be able to go down the road and at least get off probation.
But you see,
Now, if he,
Rock doesn't pay Ronnie no mind from what we see, but Ronnie's still there crashing out doing what he does. So I don't even see how
I don't know if that's a
those two can
crash out. If he,
coincide.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know him. And again, that's why I did not want to sit and talk to him, because it's hard for me to judge somebody I don't know.
Hmm.
And I mean, we could go through all this, and he could get a test and feel some type of way, and he might just go down the road and he might apologize. Who knows?
Yeah.
That man is still on probation, ma'am. Oh, well, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ronnie's still on probation, and his probation officer just put in a summons for his violation or potential violation towards his probation. So he was doing good. I think he was supposed to be done probation, his 3-year probation, I think this month, if I'm correct. But allegedly,
Wait,
according
so
to
I
some of
thought
the
he got on
incidents,
probation in 2019. This is two. So he been on probation for 5 years?
no, I think he was on I don't know, a 3 year probation. I normally get my legal from this paralegal, but I think it was a 3 year probation. But either way, he's his probation officer put in a summons for a court order or something for him to talk about a possible probation violation. Now we don't know the details yet about the violation, but some people are assuming it's from the mall incident because the citation that he got from there or the peace order he got from that was for abuse or something like that. So it may have been a violation, and or some people are saying he may have got a violation for leaving, I think, the state and going to the Tasha K interview. I don't know. There's a couple of rumors out there, but we have to wait until the documents are available to actually know why.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's sad for him. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, I've always said I don't want to see any circus member in any way, shape, or form get hurt or any, like, internet shit's internet
Who the
stuff.
hell
Um
you calling a circus member?
every time I say circus, somebody says something. But you guys are the ones who told us it's a circus, so don't blame us when we refer to it as the circus members.
He
But
said,
yeah,
"Yep, he messed up days before his probation." That really sucks. But I mean, if somebody messes up before their probation, they don't need to be off probation, and that goes for my
yeah,
son too. Everybody needs to, because the probation gonna keep you from moving crazy. So
yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It is what it is. But he should have probably never did what he did either and stuff. I think I could be wrong, but I think what some of the viewers want sometimes is they just want more support from you, on certain matters, that impacts the children, especially, right? Because, I think sometimes
even
there's
if I
opportunity
even
for
if
that.
I sh- even if I do anything to support or show support, they're still gonna twist it around and make it something else. You don't hear nothing when I posted that I was running around trying to figure out how to get the baby. You don't hear that. You don't see that. That's nothing, right? It's just air. So what more would you ask? Did you see anybody else post receipts that they was really trying to get a hold of, trying to make sure that Chrisean was okay? No one. And that's air. So no matter what I do, it don't have nothing to do with this, because they're never gonna give a fuck about the people who actually really gave a fuck. Like they got on there and said, "Oh, Jonathan's daddy is such a great grandpa," and you all saw me at the court. If you can't, Marsh, if you ain't got it, I got him. Did anybody else step up? No. When his birthday
But see, and
came,
that's what you keep bringing up. But I don't think it was any of the Krishan pages
yes,
that were writing
it
anything
was.
about
Yes, it
that.
was.
I think what
Yeah,
it was, if you ask me, I think what it was some of the quote unquote hate pages wanting to act as if Junior never had support that day. I don't think any of the
exactly.
Krishan pages
That's
sat
all
there.
I saw was a bunch of pages saying that you didn't want the baby, that you didn't
Yeah,
want
but I
him.
don't think that was the Krishan pages because I know the Krishan pages were focused on the fact that the baby had support the whole time there. You get what I'm saying? So I think some of that's a little bit mixed up.
But that's all you saw, though, right? That's the only thing you saw too. I don't remember what you reported or what the other pages reported. I just remember getting a bunch of pages like, "Why would you leave your grandson there? Why didn't you try to take him?"
Yeah, that
That's
was
all. That's all I saw.
no. I
Nobody ever posted that Karlissa told Marsh right there before she walked out, "If you don't have him, I got him." Nobody posted that. Nobody said nothing about that.
I just want people to know in the chat, this is not my live, so I don't have mods in this live. I can't bring people up, all that stuff. So there's no point in asking me.
All the Chrisean pages talk to your sister Carletta. I mean, she didn't go looking for him, didn't send him $1. I'm the only person that sent him a birthday gift. Like nobody gave a fuck.
I don't see.
Hey,
This is the thing. I
babies.
don't know why you felt that people were saying like I don't like the people I fuck with the blog stuff. They were not talking about you not showing support to Junior that day. I don't think any of us would sit there and act as if
I
Junior
didn't see
or
anybody post
Krishan
anything about
Jews.
Carlissa said that she would take the baby. Only thing I saw was that the baby didn't have nowhere to go and they left the baby up there, and that's what was on all the blog pages.
Yeah, probably the hater pages, because I'm telling you, like, if you think about it logically, ain't no Krishan fan page or Krishan pro page is going to sit there and say that the baby had no support. Everybody saw the baby had support. You were showing the baby support. We know Papa Blue would have probably done something at some point. You know, the baby had support. There was Chrisean's friends already there supporting the baby. Chrisean had a strong mandate, and that was for Marsh to show up. If anything, you know, I think
Well,
people should respect the fact
I
that
sent. She said I only sent $200. I was sending $200 blindly, so that if it got to the right hands or to the right place and it was for him, I wasn't finna just start sending a bunch of her sister's money, and I don't know who had the baby. That's why I sent it to DJ Sky to see if she was gonna be able to come back and tell me if the baby money was for the baby. I'm not finna take care of a whole bunch of grown people that I don't know. So sending $200 blindly to DJ Sky, hoping that the baby got it, I thought that was a great gesture. And if she wouldn't have got out that next day, if she wouldn't have got out right after I sent the money, I don't know how far it was. I even told Sky I'm going to send more. I just wanted to make sure, like, who was I sending the money to? So don't be ignorant and like ungrateful, because Chrisean would never be like, you only sent my baby $200. Like, I didn't know who, what, when, or where to send it. I've been trying to reach out to everybody to figure out how to help him. So that's some bullshit. She said, "Girl, bye." Okay, that means she want to get off. Hold on, because I don't care about y'all playing with me, but don't play with me with the kids. I'm always about to block the wrong person. I'm gonna make sure I get you the fuck out of here.
now a lot of viewers are bringing up the hate pages again. Did anybody send you a list of the hate pages? Because I remember last time you were requesting for them to send you it.
No, one person sent me a page that I don't follow. Like, why are you sending me that? I don't follow that page.
Okay.
So only one person sent me the Save Junior page. The one person sent that, and I don't follow that page, so I don't even know why they sent it.
So now I think the thing is, so I think everybody saw or feel as if you encouraged, you know, or asked questions around the Ronnie and Tasha K interview stuff, and you know, and they saw you kind of go back and forth with Tasha K about that. I guess, you know, something that I'm thinking about is how did you really feel after the interview though, watching Ronnie do the mall thing? Like, you know, yeah, you came online and you shared some things at the moment, but reflecting on it and having the moment to reflect on that now compared to, you know,
I'm
doing so immediately.
still at a loss for words, because when I go, because I checked to see, like, okay, was he trying to be? I checked for his words, and then I see people twisting his words up too. I see people saying that he said, I forget what it was, but it's like, I didn't hear that. Where did they hear that from? Like, people are just running with their own narratives. Oh, he never told me that he was in the room with the baby. He said he was with her, and he told me that before he did that interview. So maybe I already preconditionally knew that he wasn't talking about in the delivery room. But the people that know that he was with her prior to that know that. So I'm like, is they just lying too? Like, it's a lot to watch. I mean, it's a lot to watch people try to make somebody say something that they didn't say. Like, I'm learning a lot from it all. I'm honestly learning a lot of watching people, even people that get on here and say, well, the only person was in there was this person, and that person is like, he didn't say that he was in there though. He said he knew, meaning somebody might have told him. I never heard him say, I cut the umbilical cord, or this person cut it. It sounded like he might have heard it from somebody, to me.
But what about the safety factor, right? Like, what about knowing that Blueface, like you said earlier, Blueface, you know, maybe Chrisean would give him a call and maybe he would, you know, jump to her rescue. So just knowing that he has that sense of security over her, and protecting her, you know,
I
how did you feel
think he
seeing
wants
that
to.
mall
I
incident?
think he would probably want to know. I think he would have probably been pissed at that, because I was pissed. I think he probably but still would want him to have his closure. Like, it's not your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. I feel like I want her to just flex on him and let him know, like, that's not y'all family kid. Because when, like I said, when he originally came to me, it was like, my mom and my mom's sisters, my aunts, my family want to know, and I feel bad, because I'm like, I don't want him to feel like I'm out here claiming they baby and they think it's their
So
baby.
here's the thing. I have a question for, because you know earlier today when you said something about the professor using Chrisean Jesus, whatever, right? And how you got that grandmother instant, right?
Wait,
Did that kick
wait.
in?
You said the professor? What professor?
I don't know. You know how you said something in the live earlier? Somebody was telling you about some teacher or something using Chrisean Jesus as, an example
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
tell a
yeah.
lesson, right?
Uh-huh.
So you know how you said in that video that your grandmother instinct kind of kicked in when you read that, right? Um, Explain that instant when you saw, Ronnie run up to Chrisean at the mall and not knowing for a second what was going to happen next. Like, were you not worried for Chrisean Jesus at that time? Were you not worried for Chrisean? Just you being a mom as well, knowing at times that you were alone with your kids and be out there or whatever, knowing that you were pursuing certain things as well. So maybe at some point,
Honestly, I
like,
was
how did you
like,
feel?
my first impression was, I'll be honest with you, is like, okay, maybe they're doing that for clout. That was because
Okay.
I'm like, how would anybody know I'm at the mall? So a lot of different things went through my head. I honestly thought, okay, maybe they on some clout mission together, because it's a
Hmm.
lot of stuff going on that I don't understand. So my first initial reaction was like, was they together at the mall and then maybe somebody saw them? Like, why would they just be in the mall together ever? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I've never just been at the mall and one of my exes knew I was at the mall. So that was my first initial. And then as I'm watching it and she's getting frustrated with him and looking like distressed, I felt bad. Like, why would he just go show up to a mall? But like I said, I was at a loss at how he would just find her in the mall.
Yeah. No, and you heard that he changed that story a couple times, right? About
I
how
didn't,
he was
I
told.
haven't heard about any stories
Oh,
after that.
didn't send you that. So he
No,
had
they didn't
said at
send me.
one point it was a family member that told him she was at the mall. Then he went on somebody else's interview and said, led it to believe that it was one of her people that did it. Then he went on somebody else's interview and said that, it was her and him that came up with the plan. And then he just, like he switched it almost like 3 or 4 times about what went down and how it went down. Just like how he's switching a lot of his other stories. We're actually about to compile some stuff together, just, showing all the lies and the different answers. But to me, I think that's part of the frustration from some of the viewers, right? Is they're seeing these things, they're seeing the inconsistencies. Um, and I think we're hoping for a different response from you at some point. You know what I'm saying? Um, you claim that you understand that, your son protects Krishan Jesus to an extent. You know, would you not extend your olive branch a little bit while he's behind bars to, like, I know you think things are toxic, but in reality, if you accept it for what it is, are they not family to some extent,
When I
and how do you
when I showed up to go visit him, my son was not in nowhere in my presence. I never called him and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go by and with the cameras and see the baby," or none of that. I never told him that. Never told him I was going. So I've never needed him to stand up and do my part. I've never denied any of my grandkids. I've never denied him. I've never said, ever since I had that dream, y'all have heard me say 99 times, no matter what happens, you would have to prove to me that he's not. Now, maybe you new to that. I don't know if you heard that, but I told everybody when I had a dream that he was mine. I've accepted it from that point because I dream about all my babies.
hmm
To the lady that's in here saying I said he wears a helmet. You see what I'm saying? And I know she knows exactly what I said, but she's still gonna get in here and say he wears a helmet. I said he wears a helmet. I said, and I'm gonna say it again for all the slow people in the back, because this is my stance on everything. I said if he wears a helmet, I would wear a helmet with him.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that. I remember
But
that.
but
And I remember that context.
you see
I
what
think
she
what
just said.
frustrates people though is that they feel as if sometimes you play on to what people are saying. So for example, I think the frustration about that is, we would never hear you speak about any of the other children potentially wearing a helmet and you riding with them with a
Yes, I
helmet.
would say that. If they say, "Oh, you Javon is slow or he gonna wear a helmet," I'm gonna wear a helmet with him. That's when they said Callie, "Oh, Callie's fat, she looks pregnant." What did I
But
say?
you see the degree of difference when it comes to Krishan Jesus Porter though, right? It's a
I
whole
mean,
different
that's
situation.
because the
That's
fan base is
why we
like
need people to
the
step up a
fan
bit.
base is just ridiculously creepy. So, I mean, They said Callie was pregnant because she was fat. I said, "Yep, she pregnant with a bag, meaning she eating." But they took it and told her. I said, "Your mama said you pregnant." That's just my humor is my humor, and I'm